Hello everybody, my name's Harry James. For you guys that don't know, my birthday's coming up on Wednesday of this week, and my Sooners, they got themselves, an early birthday present. What does that mean? Ring, 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 ring. The doorbells just keep on ringing and the championships just keep on coming for the Sooners. This time, against a new opponent in IowaState, as the Sooners circle Iowa State in Arlington, 27-21, the final. Tell you how it happened next. Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away. Everybody, welcome back to the show. As you guys know in the preview part of it, my birthday's coming up on Wednesday. And what a birthday present I got from a great contest by two good teams in the top 10. Hat is off to Iowa State, because this thing could have gotten ugly. Like what a lot of people thought. Like finally getting to blow out Matt Campbell and company ugly. With the Sooners already up 21-0. 17-0 before Iowa State even scores. And then after they score, we score right back. And it's 24-7 at halftime. But the grit and the tenacity of Iowa State made it a little bit hard for my Sooners to get into the playoffs this year. In fact, in the end of the game, it was only a 6-point game, 27-21 win by the Sooners. You'll tell you how it happened right now. We'll start with the Rat Dog, Spencer Rattler. 272 yards in the air to go with a touchdown. 0 interceptions. And a long pass of 45 yards for the Sooner in Cowboy Stadium. On the versus side, probably the best quarterback this side of the Big 12, Brock Purdy. 322 in the air and a touchdown. Did have 3 costly interceptions. His longest pass was for 42 yards. The rushing attack was pretty good for both sides. We'll start with Oklahoma Sooners. If you're to start with Oklahoma, you know who the leading rusher was already. Ramon Dre. Stevenson, 18 carries, 97 yards. Didn't have a ground touchdown this weekend, but did have a long run of 24 yards. Well, that dude, Rat Dog, Spencer Rattler, 7 carries, 17 yards and a touch. His longest run was from 9 yards out and I believe it was on that. It was on that touchdown that put the lead Sooners back up by 2 scores right before half. Before we get there, though, let's finish this out. Leading rusher for Iowa State in the Cyclones, Brees Hall. And Brock Purdy Hall, 23 carries, 79 yards, 2 touches. A long of 15 yards. Brock Purdy, 7 carries, 33 yards and 0 touchdowns. His longest run for some 23 yards out. Now we go to the Sooner Boomers, back to their side with the leading receivers on the night, setting the pace. 17, Marvin Mims, 7 catches, 101 yards and a touch. Longest reception of 45 yards. That one touch he had broke the freshman record at Oklahoma, which was held by former Sooners and now Dallas Cowboy and Dallas former Sooner and now Dallas Baltimore Raven, Mark Andrews, and CeeDee Lamb. But also through the air, back to what's going on for the Sooners presently. Ramondre Stevenson, 4 catches, 36 yards, 0 touchdowns. His longest pass catch, 15 yards on the reception. The Cyclones, Xavier Hutchinson and Charlie Kolar. You knew to be the Charlie man, right? The former Norman Hyan, the former Norman Northian. We'll start, though, with Hutchinson. 10 catches, 114 yards, 0 touchdowns. A longest catch of 42 yards. And the former Norman North graduate, Charlie Kolar. 6 catches, 92 yards and a touch. 28 yards was his longest reception. You don't hold a team like Iowa State down as long as they did and only give up 21 points to them without having an amazing plays on defense. And oh boy did they, Oklahoma being they, on defense. DTY and number 0, Woody Washington out of Tennessee. We'll start with the sophomore, Darian Turner-Yell. 6 tackles on the night, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 interceptions from the safety. The other safety, numero 0, Woody Washington. 5 tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks. Now we'll go to Iowa State. And you don't hold Oklahoma to just 27 points, which is kind of low for their offensive juggernauts and from Lincoln Riley's willing to put up without having an amazing defense. And they got a good defensive names, including number 18, Mike Rose, and number 11, Lawrence. Mike Rose will start there. 9 tackles for him, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks for the linebacker. Also, Lawrence, 9 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks. So, you have good nights offense, you have good nights on defense, you better have some good special teams if you're going to have this close of a game. They did have a good special teams game for both sides. Reeves Munshaw and Joe Rivera. Munshaw, 7 total tackles, averaging 36.7 in average, 0 touchbacks, 4 inside the 20-yard line, and a long of 46. While Rivera, 6 punts, 41.2 in average, 0 touchbacks, 1 inside the 20, and a long of 53. And the regular kicking, the place kicking, Gabe Burkick and Connor Astley. Gabe Burkick wearing the visitor uniform this week in the number 2 seed, 2 for 1 for 50%, 2 for 3. 54 was his longest make. His makes was 32 on a long of 54. Though he missed one from 36 yards out. Connor Astley, 0 for 1 from 43 yards out. And, I'm telling you, man, if it was 42 yards, if it was 41 yards or 40, he makes that thing. I mean, that thing just nipped the goalpost. Phil, my heart goes out to that guy. So that's the stats. So how did we get to a 27-21 final? Here's how it happened. What about this kid? The Dallas native, Chandler Morris. The third option at quarterback, by the way. Shows why he's a bit different from Spencer and the other quarterbacks. With his running from 2 yards out, touchdown Oklahoma, first drive of the night, 12:05 left. Keep that in mind. That might be my Riley's right call of the game. Both teams were in neutral after that for the first quarter. Second quarter, here come the highlights, people. Spencer Rattler, a 45-yard bomb right into the second quarter. In fact, there's 14:52 left in the second quarter when there's a 45-yard bomb from Spencer Rattler thrown to marvelous Marvin Mims, breaking the freshman record for receiving touchdowns. This touchdown, by the way, puts the Sooners up 14-0. Then, after the 54-yard boot from Gabe Burkick, it's 17-0 with 8:35 left. But you know what? As we said, the grit, the tenacity, the fight in Iowa State. Brock Purdy shows it on this drive. Sooners leading by 3 scores at this point, knowing that they have to score to get this thing rolling, and they do. As Brock Purdy's going to find Charlie Kolar for a 10-yard touchdown, making it 17-7 Sooners, $1:34 left in the second quarter. But you know what? You left the Sooners too much time on the clock. And then Spencer Rattler says, hey, Chandler, you can run it in. I can run it in too. Spencer Rattler does it himself from 9 yards out with 37 seconds left. It is 24-7 Oklahoma as we head to intermission. Third quarter, tight ball game. We're scoreless here for quite a while until Breece Hall breaks one off. Breaks off a 1-yard touchdown run to make it a 24-14 ball game. 12 seconds left in the third quarter. To the fourth quarter we go. This is when Breece Hall gets his second touchdown. He got it from 3 yards out with 5:15 left, and that's a touchdown. And it's 24-21. Oklahoma, though, leading at this point, but only by 3. And then the final score of the night goes to Gabe Burkick, 32-yard field goal, up and good, 27-21, with 2:01 left in the ball game. And that's your ball game, people. Riley's right call of the game was Chandler Morris's 2-yard touchdown run. Remember, in Ames, when we played these guys the first time in those black uniforms, remember, Oklahoma had a lot of trouble scoring touchdowns, and they were forced to score field goals. So for them to actually score a touchdown with their third-string quarterback, impressive call by Link. Good call, coach. And what about the Grinch? Arizona is apparently going after this guy, or at least they've set up an interview for him. He's not there yet, so we still got Grinch's clinch. And it goes to Trey Brown! Trey Brown! Trey Brown! He lives up to the big moments, baby. Oh, yes, he does. He picks off Brock Purdy at the end of the ball game. That's your ball game. That's your door slammer. Sooners kneel it a couple of times. And that's championship win, baby. Number 6 in a row. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. My name's Harry James. You want to do me a big birthday present? Well, you can, and it's free. All you got to do, click the like and subscribe button on YouTube. Boomer Sooner 1982. Also, Facebook is Harry James Taylor, or on Twitter at HypeManHarry. And that's where you can find any of these YouTube videos. Now, do me another favor, if you will, and find for me these guys right here. Let me find it. I gotta find it first, don't I? It's on the Patreon app. Here you go. It is the Patreon app, and you can find this. It is the OU postgame, Inside OU postgame, with Brady Trantham and Keegan Renault. This one, the Patreon one, is $4 if you want just the postgame report. $5 if you want to see what Keegan can do with the videos, and he does the coach's thing with the coach's camera. Moves it around there a little bit. So go to Patreon and do that. The podcast itself, just the regular podcast, is free. Just go find it on your podcast formats. inside the Inside OU podcast. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Enjoy it. Looks like we could be playing Texas A&M in the Cotton Bowl. That's what they're saying. We'll preview the Cotton Bowl in a couple of weeks. Guys, thanks for watching. Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace.